So we have some numbers in on the Georgia runoff election between Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock, and there was a record 301,000 votes cast already in that election. So in other words, turnout is very, very high, which doesn't bode well for the likes of Herschel Walker and the Republican Party. As a general rule, when election turnout is up, Democrats do better. When it's down, Republicans do better. Because usually, younger people skew Democratic, and oftentimes they don't vote. But when there is a high youth turnout, again, it helps Democrats a lot. So anyway, Herschel Walker just can't stop, man. People are having a fucking field day going through his old comments and things he believes and things he's espoused. And here we have a situation. He was on some goofball show that nobody gives a fuck about. And credit to, I guess this was dug up by Patriot Takes. And look at what he says here about young people. And then also you'll get some sense as to why it is that young people are very anti-GOP. Let's listen.
Herschel, how do you feel about people that want to change America from when you and I were kids? There's, we have, I guess it's 80 to 90 or 70 to 80 million people in America that were born after 1990. So these are kids who grew up, when they were 10 years of age with the real beginning of the computers and the internet at home. So they don't know.
Let me just say, I love the question of, how do you feel about people who want to change stuff, bro? What the fuck? Okay, to want to not change stuff is the most idiotic position I've ever heard in my life. Even a standard conservative can admit, yeah, there are things I'd like to change. What, you think everything's already perfect? You think we live in a utopia? Why would you not want to change stuff? There are so many things that need to be changed. Nope. Stop everything, bro. We nailed it. This is beautiful. This is as good as it gets. 45,000 people dying every year because they don't have basic health care? I like that. What is it? 30 to 40 million people who don't have health insurance? Pfft. Bro, I like that. Wages that are stagnant since the 1980s? Pfft. That's beautiful, bro. I like that a lot, bro. Unbelievable.
The world that we know pre-internet. They don't know that the bullying was not really, we may have been bullied when we were kids, in a class or teased and things like that, but not the type of culture that these kids have with the internet today. What do you say to those kids and those young people that are voting?
Well, first of all, they don't know that the grass is not green on the other side, that they think they're somewhere better. And if they know another place is better than the United States of America, my thing is, why don't you go there or tell me, let me know who that is, because
if you don't love it, then you should probably leave it, bro. If you don't love it, leave it. Oh, that's always the dumbest thing anybody has ever said ever. So if you want to change things to improve them, then you just hate the country and you need to get out. That stifles any and all dissent and any and all improvements. Jesus Christ.
I can tell them right now, there's not. I think our biggest problem is we've not shown our kids that most of the people today hadn't earned the right to change America. And what I mean by that, there's people that have died or not given their life up. There are people that have given their life up for this flag. They've given their life up for this national anthem. They've given their life up for our freedom and these liberties that we have in this country today, and we're taking it for granted. Well, I don't want that to happen. And I'm saying, and I'm not being tough, I'm saying, if you know a place better, you go there, but you lose your citizenship here in the United States of America. And then when you come back, you got to come back legally, like we should be defending the border.
So if you're born before, or after, I should say, 1990, and you criticize the country, leave. And then I'm going to strip you of your citizenship. And they haven't earned the right to change the country. So what would you like to do? Would you like to raise the voting age to 33 years old? Is that what you'd like to do? By the way, don't answer that, because I'm sure the answer is yes for these people. Because they like any and all measures to reduce turnout among demographics that generally skew left. If that means raising the voting age to 33, they'd be like, bet, let's do it. God, it's so insufferable. They also act like you can't have a 57-year-old idiot or a 72-year-old idiot. Of course you can. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of them. Man. The like disdain they have for the people that don't agree with them. The disdain they have with young people. It actually reminds me of when Joe Biden was asked and he said, I have no sympathy. Talking about millennials who start off life kind of behind the eight ball. They don't have good job prospects. The statistics show they're not climbing that economic ladder nearly as well. They're up to their eyeballs in student loan debt. And he was like, no, I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy. Okay, then don't fucking go asking for people's vote. Now, to be fair to Joe, at least he tried to do the student loan debt reduction. You know, the court has temporarily blocked it. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But there was a time when he was like, I don't have any sympathy. Then why the fuck would you want to be a leader of a country where, like they said, what is it, 70, 80, 90 million people fit into that demographic? You're like, yeah, fuck off. I don't care about you guys. These politicians don't know or don't care what their job is. They don't understand, like, the whole point is to improve the country and make things better. And give people more equal opportunity. Give people a floor that is reasonable. Apparently they don't believe in that. They think, like, leave everything exactly as it is. And then if you're under the age of 32, you shouldn't be able to vote. You should leave, and we'll strip you of your citizenship. If you said anything that was this disparaging about the older demographic, it would be a fucking national scandal, and everybody would condemn it. But, well, look, to be fair, 1 million people have watched this video, or at least that's the thing on Twitter, and it did get some traction. So, young people, are you listening? Because here are, let's be nice and call it, this is a gaffe from the likes of Herschel Walker. The Warnock gaffe was the accurate statement of, like, I'm tired of people beating up on socialized medicine. We all have so many things in common. Like, we all have the same liver, the same spleen, so everybody should have healthcare, the same healthcare that Congress has. That was his so-called gaffe, a based-ass comment. This guy's gaffe is, everybody under the age of 32 should leave the country if they've ever criticized it, and they have no right to change the country. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. I don't want to be an asshole, but it'd be so easy to flip that argument back on them. Why do you guys think you have the right to keep changing a country the way you see fit? Why do you guys think you have the right to keep leading, talk about the older generations, when you're the people who crashed the economy with the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession, and you're the people that launched illegal and offensive wars to the tune of $7 trillion in the Middle East, and then left the younger generation holding the bag on that? If you look at the percentage of wealth in the country that the boomer generation has versus millennials and Gen Z, it's astonishing. If I remember correctly, boomers have about 60% of national wealth, and the younger generation, the millennial generation, has like 6% or something like that. But you guys need to stop complaining. Young people, stop complaining. All right. Duly noted. We know what you think of the youth, and they will react accordingly. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.